on the road again. We can't wait to get on the road again. Telling stories to our family and our friends. We can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. We can't wait to get on the road again. Telling stories to our friends. We can't wait to get on the road again.
Welcome to our monthly AAA podcast, Affinity, Allie, and Annette, on the road to good storytelling with your hosts, Allie Spooner and moi. And as we've already said, we're talking about superheroes. I'm so excited about that. I'm a little obsessed with superheroes, I have to admit. And we are honored and delighted to have best-selling and award-winning author Lee Winter join us today. And she's going to talk about her book, Shattered, which was fabulous. I loved it. And was the first book in the, and I never know how to say ULVA, I hope that's correct, superhero series. I suppose we'll also talk a little bit about my latest book, The Invisible Woman. I have the absolute pleasure of introducing Lee Winter. And just to let you know, Lee graciously agreed to join our podcast with the caveat that she would be here with us in audio version only. So I just wanted to let you all know that we won't see Lee's lovely face other than her avatar there. Lee is an award-winning veteran newspaper journalist who has lived in almost every Australian state, covering courts, crime, news, features, and humor writing. Now a full-time author and part-time editor, Lee is also a 2015 and 2016 Lamba Literary Award finalist and has won several Golden Crown literary awards. She lives in Western Australia with her a long-term girlfriend. I wanted to say wife, but that's not true. Long-term girlfriend, where she spends much time ruminating on her garden, backyard critters, and shiny new gadgets.
All right. So without further ado, you're on, Lee. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. I just want to preface the scene you're about to listen to. This is Lena Martin, a tracker of missing superheroes. She's known as Silver, and she's given a surprising new assignment from her boss. Lena drummed her fingers on her forearm, waiting for her boss to get to the point. Upstairs has stepped up the urgency on rounding up all the overdues and getting them back under thumb, he said. Time is critical. We're not stopping for niceties anymore. Just tag 'em and bag 'em. Well, that explained her emergency recall. Lena took no small pride in the fact that when a Guardian had been on the run for more than a month, their file stamped overdue, it was Lena they called in to get fast results. Due to her survivalist skills, Lena's specialty was the off-the-grid runners, the sneaky, clever ones hiding out in god-forsaken places, their communications time slides torn off as they eluded capture. She wondered how long she'd be packing her bags for this time. How late are we talking? This one hasn't checked in for at least 18 months. Lena bit back a shocked gasp. 18 months. Not only was that an unbelievable length of time for an overdue to be gone, but how had she missed hearing about it? We've sent 4 trackers over that time, each with solid leads, Dutton said. Good trackers, too. They all came back saying there was nothing, no trace at all. He tapped a few keys on his keyboard, and a holographic projection appeared between them. Lena studied the back of the floating image, waiting for it to rotate to the front. Who was it this time? Surprised you don't recognize her. She was high profile 10 years ago, like top-tier famous. Lena leaned forward as the hovering shape turned to face her. A lean, muscled, tall torso, encased in a black, figure-hugging costume, slowly pirouetted. Dark, smooth skin, a closely cut shadow of hair which emphasized sharp, high cheekbones, generous wide lips, and deep brown eyes that drilled right into you, eyes that said she wasn't taking any crap. Lena started, swallowing her gasp. She was part of history, this one. An actual founder. And she was more elusive than all the other aliens on Earth put together. Shadowgirl had been the forgotten Guardian until about 10 years ago, when she was outed by paparazzi, catapulting her into the stratosphere as the first lesbian superhero the world had ever seen. Shadowgirl had not hidden her displeasure at that. She had an attitude as fierce as her skills, which were twofold. She could fly, and she could fling objects about with her mind to shattering effect. Seriously? Shattergirls and overdue? Lena could hardly believe it. Founders never ran. Some of the second-generation Guardians did, sure, and their kids' were even worse, needing a white-knuckle tight rein. Teenage rebellion crossed all barriers in genetics, it seemed. Most of her day job involved third-generation Guardian brats. But the founders, the original group of aliens to make their home on Earth, were supposed to be the standard-bearers of their people. They didn't break or splat or anything else. They were the reason the whole world had fallen in love with their kind. So a founder running? Hell, this was unprecedented.
So, Annette, are you ready to take it away and give us a reading from The Invisible Woman?
I am. Okay, so just a little setup on this. This is right where Annalise and her love interest are talking about the fruit, and right before she turns invisible, she turns into the invisible woman. Compared to the original pot or fruit we found, they're huge. If you set one next to a watermelon, it's small, but enormous compared to practically any berry. I think the fruit is ready to harvest. The size hasn't changed in the last couple of days, and they're a deep purple now versus the lighter lilac color. The light seems a little brighter, too. I grabbed the cider Annalise set out for me and took a large sip. Thanks for the cider. I debated whether to have one ready for you, knowing how you get involved in projects and lose track of time. But then I figured drinking a warm cider would serve you right if you were too late. Such a sweetheart. How kind of you, I responded, my voice dripping with sarcasm. She grinned. Most welcome. She tossed back. I presume you'll conduct your test on the fruit tonight. I took another large swig of my drink. Yep, sure am. Aren't you afraid that whatever is in the fruit might negatively react to alcohol? She asked. I frowned. I hadn't really thought of that. I suppose it would be prudent to conduct 2 tests, one with the presence of alcohol and one without. Good thought. See, you can think like a scientist. Comes from years of hanging around you. I was hungrier than I thought, and we finished the pizza in record time. Together, we cleared the area, and I took a few minutes to scratch under Einstein's chin. I didn't want him to think I was ignoring him, but now I was ready to begin the second set of tests. Head to the lab, and I'll meet you there, I directed. I'm just going to select 2 of the darkest hued fruits. Annalise saluted me. Radio, Chief. Stop that. I just meant I don't need help to select 2 samples. Annalise chuckled and ambled down the hallway to my lab. It hadn't turned pitch black yet, so there was enough light to see, especially with the glowing fruit as a massive beacon for any curious onlookers. Good thing I lived miles away from civilization and had a fenced-in yard. I found what I believed to be the 2 ripest fruits and twisted them until they came free of the large flower. This was another odd characteristic of the plant. Flower petals always fall off after pollination. These petals simply widen to allow the fruit to grow in the center of the flower. Annalise sat relaxed on her chair, but this time she had brought her tablet with her and was scrolling through the news. The press is killing us on their coverage of the hunter. I can't wait to catch that son of a bitch and shut them the hell up about the incompetence of law enforcement. I replied absently as I went to the table and sliced open one fruit. The biggest difference from unripened fruit that I mistook for a pod was the consistency. It wasn't exactly solid, but it wasn't the same viscous liquid I had inspected under the microscope. The closest description I could think of was that it reminded me of a passion fruit, only with slightly smaller seeds. I brought my nose close to the fruit and sniffed. The same pleasant odor emanated from the fruit, albeit a tad more powerful. Wow, I can smell it all the way from here, Annalise said. It's quite enticing. I put the tip of my finger on the gelatinous pulp and placed it on the tip of my tongue for a taste. It's sweet. Quite good, actually. I'm not sure I can make a comparison to any known earth fruit. Annalise pointed to me. Your face is glowing. Wait, can you stick out your tongue? I pushed past Annalise and went directly to the closest bathroom. I found the mirror and stuck out my tongue. Sure enough, it was glowing in that same translucent manner that Einstein had glowed for approximately 12 hours. That's freaky, I said, stating the obvious. I kept inspecting my tongue, then jumped back when my entire tongue disappeared. Annalise was right behind me and screamed, "It ate your tongue! Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God!" I could still feel my tongue as it rolled in, as I rolled it around my mouth. Chill, I can still feel my tongue. It isn't gone, it's just invisible. Can I touch it? Annalise asked. I stuck out my tongue as Annalise brought her finger close until she came into contact with my tongue. Damn, that is the freakiest thing I've ever seen. Just imagine what you could do if you went completely invisible. Talk about stealth. You'd be the best person to send on a stakeout, she joked. I feel completely fine. I'm going to eat the entire fruit. It's the only way to see what happens with the rest of my body. Okay, are you sure? I mean, what if you become the invisible woman or something? How will you explain that to your colleagues? I shrugged. Maybe the effect has a shelf life. What happened to Einstein would suggest that's exactly what occurred.